it's grant season writing time, and I know that for many people in graduate school, as well as professors of chemistry, we all take this time to write grants. And writing grants is this process in which you vet your ideas to strangers who then tell you whether or not your ideas are good enough to be funded. So as you can imagine, this requires a lot of literature searching for preliminary evidence of your ideas if you haven't gotten experimental preliminary evidence. It also requires a lot of feedback from colleagues as well as peers based on what you've written. And then sometimes it requires personal statements. So a few tips for writing grants or personal statements. Grants are good because they make you fully research out your ideas, and they're fun to write because you can fully think about what all the different steps are and what all the different experiments are. And so it's good practice to write grants, and if you want to go into academics, you should probably like to write grants. So that's your first tip on grants. Let's talk about personal statements. So personal statements are weird. I know you have to write one for the NSF, National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship Program. And one thing you should know about writing personal statements that I feel like nobody ever tells you is that if you are bored reading it, your reader is going to be bored reading it. And so I think it's best to write it in a way where you can tell a story. Think about a few of your strengths that are going to be well demonstrated based on your proposal, and that you can back up with ideas. Basically what you want is your reviewer or your reader to come away with like an easy 2 to 3 sentence statement of who you are as a person, why you're intellectually able to do that proposal that you wrote that usually goes along with that personal statement, and also why you're going to have the drive to finish graduate school or to make it to tenure or whatever step that you're telling them that you're going to make it to. That's basically what you want to put in those statements. I think for a long time I thought that you could just write these personal statements and it was just like vague, happy things about how you want to change the world for the better. Like, that's fine, but everybody's going to write that, so have a little bit of personality and back up what you're going to say with some stories that make sense.